Really, the biggest hurdle to your achievements in life is just the battle between yourself. We think too logically on a lot of the situations and occurrences that we have in our lives, and it oftentimes prevents us from doing, a lot of the things that we need to do just because we're too intelligent. We allow our intelligence to interfere with our dreams, and although we may succeed, we only succeed to a certain degree. We don't achieve all that we can possibly achieve just because of false conceptions that we really tell ourselves. It's like a battle between our external and internal self. Our external self really is just one who conforms. It conforms to basically anything our internal self says. Our internal self has really just been trained, like throughout our entire life, to be the person that it is. Like, our internal self is really just a separate person. It's filled with doubt. It's filled with rejection. It's filled with, um, you know, objection. It's filled with judgments. Everything. Like, that's really what our internal self is. So, when things happen to us, opportunities occur, right on our lap, we're not able to see it for what it is due to the first thoughts that come to our head are doubt. Or maybe someone who's walking by and they might drop free game, judgment. We might judge them for what they're wearing or how they look like or whatever. And we won't really pick up on any opportunities that really just fell right into our lap. A millionaire could have walked right by, but our internal self won't won't allow us to speak to them due to the judgments and whatever. So it's just a battle between you. It's you versus you. The only way you win in this situation is just allowing those thoughts that happen internally to just flow right by like a car passing by. There's no other way of putting it because, at the end of the day, you you only achieve what you allow yourself to achieve. You're not going to achieve any more or any less. If you tell yourself a bunch of delusional and uncertain thoughts to prevent yourself from doing to prevent yourself from achieving any goals or any dreams that you have, then you're just going to achieve what you achieve. You're not going to grow any bigger or decrease, really. You're just going to be who you are. You'll be the same person you were last year, and the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. It's the reason why people end up having some type of depression or always sad about, how their character and everything, and they don't feel fulfilled or the person that they were put on this earth to be. But it's just because you've allowed the internal self to win. You've allowed those thoughts and those trained negative thoughts to win, to really just take over your life and prevent you from every opportunity that passes by you. Everything. You shut it out completely just because of too much doubt that's in your head. This intrinsic person is the reason you have insecurities, the reason you have fears, the reason you're judgmental, and you're never going to be able to stop. It's this whole entire thing of, there's no positive person on this earth that doesn't first have a negative thought come to their head. It's human nature. It's human nature. Before we look at anybody, we are judging them. Before we even, it can be people that we're not even going to speak to. Just walking by, we have a judgment in our head. We don't have to externally say it, but we know what's happening. We know we're saying it, and like saying it to ourselves. So when you allow this same judgmental person to win and take over your life, how much are you going to achieve? You might be the smartest person in the room, but you think too logically on a lot of situations and you might not be as successful as you were meant to be. The person who doesn't think that much might be the stupidest person in the room, probably 10x's your success, just because he didn't think that much into it. He didn't think about what might go wrong or any failure that he has. And if he did have a failure, he didn't think too much he didn't let that prevent him from moving forward. we go through a failure, we go through, any type of trouble, and it prevents us from ever doing that thing again, or it prevents us from just moving forward in general. And hence why we really just stay the same, but we just limit our growth. And that's exactly how we limit our growth. So you have to be able to let these feelings just pass by. And don't allow your internal self, who's just really probably a terrible person. If because at the end of the day, we all know that if our internal self was standing right in front of us, would we truly be able to become friends with our internal self? The answer for most of us is most likely not, because no one wants to be around a judgy, doubtful person who has no belief in everything that we do. We just don't want to be around a person like that. So we will most likely not be able to ever become friends with our internal self. So what can you do? Just let these thoughts pass by. Don't think too deep into it. Don't allow these problems, these self-made problems interfere with the success of in your journey. Let it interfere with your possible achievements just because you feel as if I can't do it, or you tell yourself these things. If you do, then that's the reason why you're not going to grow. It's the same reason you're the same as last year. So it's just up to you. If how do you want to handle it? How do you want to move forward? You're gonna have to move from internal self and start living in the opportunity that's right under your nose, and break through the negative thoughts that pass by. Just let them go. Let them go. Let them go. And keep pushing. Because it's the only way we're going to grow. If you just allow these things to just keep hitting you, you're never going to grow. You're going to stay comfortable. Everyone wants to stay comfortable. If the internal self is the most comfortable person on earth. It doesn't want to do anything. If it had the chance to just lay down and do nothing all day, that's exactly what it would do. So the internal self doesn't want you to do anything because it's too hard, it's too difficult. You're gonna fail for this, for X, Y reasons, all this stuff. So just don't even try. All that just leads you to stay comfortable. And then you just save yourself 30, 40 years from now. You will be the most depressed person on earth. You will be the most depressed person because you are now regretting the fact that you prevented yourself from achieving what you wanted to achieve. You let that intrinsic person win. And then you start to realize that the excuses you were telling yourself were just a bunch of BS. It was not necessary, or it was not strong enough reason for you to not do what you needed to do. So that's really all I got. Thank you for watching, and God bless.